Good morning, everybody. Happy Wednesday to you. I'm so excited today because my friend, my Kenyan sister, Olivia Ambani, is back on the show today. So we've got Olivia and we've got lots of stuff to start your day off on the right foot with an all new episode of Project Joy Live starting right now. Good morning, everybody. Happy Wednesday to you. I hope you are doing well today. I'm a little tired this morning, but I'm here. We've been getting up, a couple friends and I, early and to making a goal. The goal is just to show up for ourselves in some kind of way. All three of us that are meeting up have had challenges, different health challenges in our lives. And I said, look, we got to show up for ourselves in some kind of way. And so whether it's just to stretch or whatever, and I got in there, my daughter came and participated with me. We put on a little Richard Simmons Sweatin' to the Oldies too. Do y'all remember that from back in the day? Little bit, what were we dancing to? My Boyfriend's Back and Windy and I can't remember. Oh, the Locomotion. You guys remember the Locomotion? Dancing, but now I'm exhausted. No, I was sweating to the oldies and I have no sweat left for us here on Project Joy Live. But it's going to be a great show today. I'm so excited. I want to tell you about it now in the morning brew. Here we go. So I'm very excited this morning because we've missed her the last several weeks here on Project Joy Live. Olivia Ambani is back today. We're diving into part 3 of the Sounds of Joy. We have a lot to talk about today, including maybe we'll even talk about, because we were talking before the show about finding joy. There's a lot of worldly things that are going on right now that or would be easy for us to go, there's no joy here, there's no joy in this, but maybe we can talk for a moment about that as well. I've got a quick moment of compassion for you. I don't have a lesson for you today or anything. I just came across this article really about how simple it is to have compassion. Also ties in beautifully because we finished up our series on forgiveness and compassion on Beyond 2D last night. So we'll have a moment for that. We'll have Olivia come on and talk about lots of different things this morning. And then also I've got birthdays coming up later on today for you as well. Miss Brittany is here this morning in that VIP seat. Good morning, Miss Brittany. It's good to see you today. I see all you guys out there this morning, so make sure you chime in and say hello. Let us know what's bringing you joy today. And with that, let's get into our super brief moment of compassion. All right. So I just saw this article and I just wanted to share it with you guys a couple days ago. There was a mom who called in 911 because apparently it was like 2 a.m. Her baby had been screaming for hours and her baby was just 1 week old and her milk had dried up. And so part of the challenge here is that obviously, motherhood, breastfeeding, formula feeding your baby period is often like a hot topic. Why? I don't know, but here we are. So the comments were wild under this article, but here's the point of the whole thing is that her milk had dried up. Her baby was screaming. It's 2 a.m. There's no stores open. And this officer came in and heard it, went and like banged on a door, a grocery store door, because he just assumed that somebody had to be working like night shift or whatever. Banged on the door. This was in Ohio, by the way. banged on the door. Someone let him in. He went in and had the 911 operator tell the mom that he was going to get her this. He was got her, like, she's good. He goes in, buys the formula, and brings it to the mom's house so that she could feed her baby. And it's as simple as that, to show compassion for somebody else. He could have been like, look, lady, the stores aren't open at 2 a.m. You're just going to have to deal with that. But being a father himself, he was able to tap into that similarity, that no, like, okay, they're both parents, you get it, when that baby's hungry, you find a way to feed baby. And so he went to the store, banged on the door, was able to get formula to help her. And so I thought that was such a great story of compassion, and really how simple it is. If we have the ability to help, instead of leaning into, well, do they deserve it? What's the situation here? It's just, I can help, so I'm just going to go ahead and help. So I love that little story, and I will put I'm going to put the article down in the comments for you guys to check out for later, because it was a whole story. But I just thought that was so beautiful, that it's that easy to show compassion to someone. You don't have to understand, you don't have to question it. Just, if you have the ability to help out. So I loved that story for sure. Miss Nancy's joining us this morning. Good morning, Nancy. Always good to see you here today. And with that, I'm very excited because, as I said, my friend, my Kenyan sister, Olivia Ambani, is back on the show today. So let's put our virtual hands together and welcome her back.
To believe in the dream of my group, I decided to see.
We always have to start out with a dance when Olivia's coming on the show.
Yay.
Good morning. Good afternoon.
How are you?
I'm waking up over here. Good though. I'm so glad to have you back today. I've missed you here, and somebody was even saying to me the other day, they're like, "Hasn't it been a minute since Olivia's been here?" I said, "Yes, yes." She's coming back. Love it. So glad to have you back today. So you were not on the last time you were scheduled to come on, and I wanted to just touch on this morning, because there's been a situation in Kenya, which is what kept you from coming on. You want to tell everybody, like, just in brief, like, what has been happening over there?
Yeah, so during the time when I was supposed to come on, we were having protests against the finance bill that was presented by the government. And basically, we the people were like, this bill is unacceptable. It was overtaxing, taxing things it should not tax, things that were supposed to be exempt, sanitary towels, they were taxing that, increasing tax on that, they were taxing bread, they were taxing oil, like just increasing the tax. And then to make matters worse, they were also adding like money to the first lady, like when we were asking, what is she doing? Like, tell us what she's doing. And yeah, just a lot of crazy taxes and misspending of the money. So we were like, we don't like this bill. And so we were basically protesting and telling the government, you need to listen to us. We don't want an amendment. We don't want this bill. The economy is already struggling, and this bill is not going to help. And so basically, as the people, we united and said enough is enough. And so we were protesting both online and, going to the city center, going towards parliament to make them listen to us, because they were not listening. And people had already flagged it in the finance community that this bill would not work. It was overtaxing. And so basically it was like 2 weeks of us just protesting for him to see our government, to see our presidency. This is not right. This is not the way forward. And thankfully he did withdraw it. However, there's still so many things that we want changed, because at the end of the day, the way we see it is the government is there for the people, not the other way around. And I think one of the things that I can just round up in terms of joy, I'm so proud of Kenyans, like the amount of unity we had, like everyone was in one voice, and there was no leader, mind you. There's no one person who's like, I'm the leader of this movement. There was nobody. It was just collective unity of saying, we don't want this. And people were so generous. There were businesses giving water. Medics were giving their time. We had like 3,000 medics all over the country.
Wow.
like supporting in case anybody was injured. There was like we would raise funds for people who maybe ended up in hospital because unfortunately there was police brutality. And then there was also just like the compassion, despite how painful the situation was, and unfortunately some people did lose their lives. But the way people came together to support is something that's just, it really shows what you can do when you're united.
Yeah.
But yeah, so that's what was happening then, and it was extremely emotional for all of us, because it's like, this is our country. It's not,
Yeah.
it's so special to us, and why would someone want to come and destroy something that means so much to us?
Right.
And at the time as well, just honestly, emotionally, none of us were doing much but like trying to petition, trying to,
Yeah.
message our MPs and tell them, you have to vote no. This is
Yeah.
not. Yeah, so that's what was happening at the
Yeah.
time.
Well, and listen, friends, we were talking about this on Beyond 2D at the end last night of our forgiveness and compassion segment or series that we had done. And I was speaking specifically about our current political climate here in the United States. Because obviously we can all only speak to the situations wherever we are. I mean, truly speak to it because that's where we're living. That's the situation that we're living in. And the closer we get to election time here in the United States, the more angst and tension that we can feel in the air. And I think, what you're talking about of all Kenyans coming together is so beautiful, and it's the exact message that I shared on Beyond 2D last night. Because if we could just remember that all of us together make up a lot more people than are sitting in the White House.
Yes.
If we could just remember that, and remember that for the majority, we all want the same things. We just might disagree on how to get there. But if we remember that core of, this is what we want, this is the kind of life we want to live, we are stronger together. So the more we sit back and let people divide us, we're hurting ourselves in that way. We're hurting ourselves.
Yeah, and that's the thing. And they did try, even when we were protesting, to try and divide us. They couldn't understand. They were trying to abduct people because they thought, how can there be no leader? And we would like this, you're so tone deaf. It's for the people. Like, talk to the people. And that's it. There's power in, and there have been other countries that have made massive moves. Like, I think Sri Lanka recently did that. They were just done with their president and prime minister.
Yeah.
So, and it was when in the midst of ours, we were seeing videos of what they were doing, and we were like,
Yeah.
But yeah, it's true. I think if we start to find common goals of what we want, we can push for change in a very powerful, special way. And I feel like just generally the mood, the environment right now is one where the people want to take the power back, and we're like, the systems need to work for the people, not just a few, right? Like, there should be healthcare that is affordable for people. Education should work for everyone, not just a certain class of people. Like, we should understand how our governments work. They should be taught in school. So I think what you're saying is, unity is important. It's very important.
100%. And being aware of what's happening locally, I think, is really important too. So, like, it's interesting with us. Somebody was talking about taxes the other day, and they posted a thing about taxes locally here in New London, Connecticut, and we homeschool. And so a lot of people don't know this, but like, we don't get any kind of tax break for homeschooling. Like, we can't write that off. We can't, nothing when it comes tax time. But yet we're paying here in this county, 58% of tax goes to the education, which is great and wonderful for the kids that are utilizing that, that system. But we homeschool. So we, not only are we paying 58% towards the school system in general, but then we don't get a tax break for homeschooling either. So it's wild, guys. And these are things that most people are not aware of. They don't have any idea where their money's going. And so if we pay attention to some local things, maybe we can start realizing that, okay, we've got a little power here if we just come together, which I think would be a good thing.
And I think something else I'd like to mention is what really helped them move, like helped us get what we wanted was it was not just saying we don't want the bill. There was a lot of education happening. Like I remember
Yeah.
for my platform, I would find info and I would just share because there were like lawyers who broke down what the bill was very
Yeah.
simply, like 6-page document. This is what it is. And then we even had there was someone who created a page called Civic Rise, and so they broke
Mm.
down the bill very summarized in the different Kenyan languages. So that meant that it's you don't just need English and Swahili, which is the main languages that we speak, which are heard in the city centers, but there was also like wherever you are in Kenya you could understand what was happening. And so I think it is very important what you're saying
Yeah.
is for the information about tax or just the way the country is run to also be
Right.
broken down simply, because that's part
Yeah.
of the like it can be so confusing, like what constitution, I don't know those laws, like
Right, right. Well, and that's another place that we as as leaders can be more effective is understanding that not everybody does have the same tools to understand certain things. So we might go, I don't understand why this person is voting this way or going this direction or supporting this thing. They might not be able to comprehend anything different than that. They might not have had the education or the tools or the resources to be able to understand, because some of those things you read some of these bills and it's like, is that in my language? Like, I
right,
don't understand
it's
what is happening.
legal speak, and you really, and
Yeah,
some people who are even in government don't even understand the bill.
right.
They don't even understand the laws themselves and how they're interpreted, how they're applied. So
Yeah. Yep.
it's one of those things that I think it needs to definitely because we used to have civic, I think civic education in I
Hmm.
think it used to be a subject in school here,
Yeah.
but I'm not sure if it still is. But I'm like, nah, this needs to change. It needs to be compulsory for all schools to have
Yeah,
civic.
well, that's what my kids had my oldest that are just graduating. They had a civics class come up and they were whining about it. I'm like, no, this one you gotta, this one you need to take because this one's important. So
This is life.
yeah, yeah. All right. So I'm so glad that we're learning a little bit about this today. And it's always important to me here on the Breakthrough Show Network to talk about some of these current things, but in a way that is empowering and not necessarily the doom and gloom of what we're seeing when we turn on the television. So I'm glad that we're able to present things in a warmer way here on the show, and one of empowerment. So speak up for the things, come together with each other, and I think those things are important. I also want to get to our Sounds of Joy segment today because we're here to talk about the music and the sound and the melody and all that. So we'll do that next.
It's gonna be alright. Better than just fine.
It's always going to be better than just fine. That's what we remember here. Miss Brett's here joining us this morning.
Oh,
Good morning, Brett. Good to see you today. Hope beautiful Kenya is peaceful. I think we're working on that. We're working
yeah.
working on that.
Getting there.
So what I wanted to talk about today is kind of because you and I talk a lot about music and sort of things that sound joyful to us that are not necessarily a song. I thought that would be fun to talk about today. And I'll let you chime in first. So, what are some things that you can think of that sound joyful to you, but not necessarily a song?
I mean, laughter for sure. Laughter has
Yes.
definitely been, and it's so funny. In the last few weeks, I've really just enjoyed laughter because, especially when things are tense, laughter really just, you
Yeah.
know.
Yeah.
Even today I was in the bus, we call them matatus, and someone was really getting angry at someone, and then someone else made a joke, and the whole bus just laughed. And so I'll definitely say laughter, and then just hearing conversation, happy conversation. You know how when you
Mm,
get for having a good time, and also because I would say for us as like Kenyans or Africans, we have expressions that are very like they're not words, they're just like ha,
yeah.
I like that. Like we all know what they mean. Like nobody needs, you just grow up knowing what they mean. So those
Yeah.
bring me joy because like those videos of people just saying those expressions, and it's funny
Yeah.
how we knew the full conversation.
Mm,
So such
yeah.
things bring me joy. Yeah.
I love that. It reminds just when you were doing that, it made me laugh because, the kids and I will play The Sims, the game The Sims, and they speak, I think, Samoan or something like that, and so you can't understand ever what they're saying, but they'll be excited about something, and the Sims will be like, "Ha, oh," like, and it'll just so that reminded me of that for a
Yes,
moment. You have no idea what they're saying, but you can tell they're excited about something.
exactly.
I love that. I love it. I also was gonna say laughter for me too, because and I love the laughter that you hear and you can't help but laugh. So now you're laughing too. And like you don't even know what's happening, but you're laughing
But
because the laughing is funny. Um I love that as well. And I think too, like one of the sounds that brings me so much joy that I've been able to just breathe in now that I moved back home is the sound of the water. Like the
Ooh,
ocean, the waves, even just the little ripples that or drops that you hear sometimes. Like it always sounds different and it always feels so amazing. Like that little the washing as the water comes up on the sand, and it kind of reminds me. That's why I love when I have my air conditioner on, because it makes that shushing noise too. I like that as well. So those are like, I think the sounds that are not music, the just things that we hear around us, the ones that make me feel peaceful are the ones that bring me the most joy at this point,
yeah,
I think.
absolutely. And it just reminded me of like, because we have a cat, her name is Braveheart. And
Yeah.
when she purrs, like her purrs are so
Mm,
calm. Like, especially when you're like, petting her or something, or when she feels like she's cuddling next to you, she tends to purr. And I
yeah.
found like you just find, and it's actually been proven that like cats' purrs are healing. Like they're on a
Yeah.
frequency that actually calms people down. So yeah, I agree with you about peaceful and joy being connected with
Yeah.
sounds.
Yeah. And I think it's important to remember, like what you're saying, that there are different frequencies that are healing. And that's why we see certain video. You can look on YouTube and things for videos of like binaural beats and things like that that have certain frequencies in the background. I love working with, I have a set of tuning forks that I really enjoy, and working with the different frequencies of those. And so when you hear something, whether it's the might be a low rumble of a vehicle, or an airplane flying over, or an air conditioner, or the waves, like there might be a certain, if it feels good to you, like I try to get out of my head, like, am I like attracted to the sound of a truck right now? What is that sound? But it could be because that's the frequency that your body needs for whatever
True.
situation.
Yeah, that's a very good point. And I think it's just having more awareness of what frequencies we need when. And I love
Yeah.
what you said about water because same, I think that's why when people shower or like they bath, like you calm down because I think there is something in like the frequency of water and just
Yeah.
generally. So
Yeah.
and that's so cool that you're next to like the ocean or like the sea. That's so cool.
Yeah, so it's interesting here because we live right on Long Island Sound, which goes out to the Atlantic Ocean. And so we're right here, but then there's also the river, and then it's a very watery area in general. So you got a lot of rivers, the ocean, and then like people have a lot of lakes and brooks and streams. And so there's like, even in that, it's depending on the body of water you go to, it's a completely different sound.
Mhm.
Like what sort of water do you want to hear today? There's the waterfalls or whatever else, so you could just go and listen, which I love too. And Brittany was saying, I love water. It's like it washes away my worries. I find it's really good for visualization too, that washing away and cleansing. Yeah.
Absolutely. That is so true. I hadn't thought of it that way, but yeah, even the
Yeah.
visual effects of that as well.
Yeah. Yeah. Water is just my happy place anyway. Sweet. Okay. So let's talk about music for a minute. Have you listened to any new music this week? You know what I found really interesting? I was going to say this really quick. New Kids on the Block has a new album out, and Eminem has a new album out as well. And both of those sampled the song Abracadabra from back in the day, which is, it's interesting how sometimes like sampling certain songs, like it'll be the same song in like 4 or 5 different songs. So it's funny that that song keeps coming up, but I'm enjoying the Eminem one. It's a nice little, he's still him, but it's like, I don't know, it's new. It's new. I'm enjoying it right now. Are you enjoying any new music?
Oh, that's nice. I didn't know he had something new out. I'll definitely check it out. Sorry.
Yes. It's okay.
Sorry. I'm back.
It's okay. Yeah, I think when did it come out? Like maybe a couple weeks ago? I think so, maybe. I don't know. It's really good though. Let me see if I can find um yeah, the song Houdini is new, and that's the one that samples um Abracadabra.
Okay, that's really nice. Yeah, I'll definitely check it out. I'll check it out. For me,
Yeah.
the songs I've been listening to, they're not new. Okay, I have a new song out actually. That's called Eternals Espoir. It's a collaboration with me and Opio Antonio, two amazing artists. One is from Cameroon, Opio, but he's based in Canada, and the other one is Tonio. He's Congolese, but he's based in Kenya. So yeah, I've been working with them for a while, like on the marketing side. But they had this track. They're like, Olivia, please, could you work with us on this? I'm like, of course. So we released it's the title track to their album, and it just basically translates to mean eternal hope, which is kind of perfect. Like the song is perfect for the time, and yeah, so definitely I've been playing that, and it's really special because of the theme. But also this morning specifically, I was listening to Extraordinary by Emily Sunday. So it's not a new song, but it's a really great song. Like if you want to like just pump yourself up and just be inspired, that is the song to listen to. Like it's perfect affirmation. So
I love it.
that's all day. Yeah.
Awesome. I found it. I found your song and I put it in the comments for everybody to go listen to. And I think that was the same artist that a while back, you had mentioned them about another song that they had done.
Yes.
And we talked about it. Yeah. If I remember that correctly, because that ended up on my playlist too.
Yes, I think it was either IUA. I think it was either IUA.
Yes. Yep. Yep. That every now and then that comes on in the car, and I swear, sometimes I think people look over at me in the car and just wonder what in the world is happening over here. Because I have officially, I'm gonna say it, the most like eclectic playlist ever because of everybody that's been on the show. Like I have the most random songs ever, and people are like, "What is she doing over there?" I don't know. Oh, I love that. So I put the song in the comments for you guys to make sure you guys go listen to that and check that out. And I'm excited to listen. Now I'm gonna have to go listen to that after the show. Do you have anything that you are working on, like what's coming up next for you?
Yeah, so I actually have a play that I'm part of, and I'm doing the music for that, or like they're using some of my songs, so Dreams of My Gugu. So the play is called Mida, so you can check out my Instagram. I've shared on my stories about that, and it's a story about a young lady and her journey with like FGM, female genital mutilation, female circumcision, and just the trauma of that, but how she overcomes that through dance. And so like we're using some of my music. So it's been really fun to see like what the director has connected to and which songs. And so now I'm kind of like just tweaking them for a live show that makes sense for the setting of the play. And then, yes, I've been asked to write a song. I can't talk about it yet, but it's quite interesting. It's quite interesting. So I'm like, okay, the thing I always find is whenever I release a song, it always happens. The minute a song is out, I will always get either collaboration requests or requests for a new song. It always go hand in hand. And before I used to be like, oh my God, I'd get overwhelmed because I just want to breathe. but now I'm used to it. I'm like, it's okay. This is a blessing that comes.
Yeah.
Being an
Yeah,
artist,
absolutely.
people like the music.
I love it. I love it. Well, listen, I had something I want to take. Are you able to stay till the end of the show today, Olivia?
Yeah.
Or do you? Okay.
Yeah.
We're going to take a quick break and come back because I have to share something with you about our birthday celebration that we have on Saturday. Plus, we have to talk about birthdays. So we'll be right back after this. Don't go anywhere, everybody.
Breakthroughs are about more than you might think. They're about discovering who you are, digging deep, reaching to the core of your soul. They're about healing yourself, understanding your beliefs, creating a ripple effect. And it's not just those initial moments that matter. It's about using them to bring more joy into our own lives and the lives of others. It's about having fun, letting loose, enjoying every moment life has to offer. It's about finding a safe space. It's about creating connection. Join us each and every day for exclusive programming, special events, and a community to call home. Where we invite you to explore, change the way you look at and live your life, and go beyond the breakthrough. So we ask you, are you ready? We'll see you online at thebreakthroughshow.com.
Welcome back to Project Joy Live. It is Wednesday, July 10th, 2024. I hope you guys are doing well today. I'm here with my very special co-host, Olivia Ambani. Always good to have you back here, my friend. So I have to tell you, we had the Breakthrough Show Network's 6th birthday last Saturday. And it was a moment, and we had a special broadcast on Saturday where everybody kind of brought 6 things to celebrate, whether it's 6 favorite guests, 6 lessons, 6 things they've learned being a host, 6 anything. And I brought 6 dates with me. And one of the things that I wanted to share with you is what a huge part of like a lot of these dates you are in a lot of these dates because one my number 2 date was April 3rd 2020, which was the premiere of season 4 of the show. And the reason was that you were not on that show, however, or that season, but your cousin was Robert Bell was the last guest of that season, and that's when he told me about you.
Yes.
See, interesting. Then my 3rd date I brought was April 21st, 2021, which was when we did the Journey to Kenya episode with you and Brett. And then my 4th date that I brought was December 4th, 2021, which was when we did a musical evening of giving. And so you were a part of that as well. And so the 3 out of my 6, it was like Olivia.
Wow. Thank you. I'm glad to have been part of it. Now, God, you bring back so many memories. I'd even forgotten how.
I know. Yeah. And that was the interesting thing. Like I was going back through all of the different shows and seasons and things over time and going, okay, what I needed to, first of all of us had a really hard time picking just 6 things. But then I was like, okay, what are the dates that were the most significant? What are the things that had like the biggest impact on both me as a person and the network as a whole? And so the 6 that I came up with in the end, I feel like were pretty good. But then as we were coming on the show today, I'm like, Olivia was part of 3 out of those 6 things. That was great. That was great.
That's amazing. And it's been and I can't even believe it's been that long. Like, it just feels like yesterday we did the
Yeah.
first interview, or I was filling in the form. So
Yeah.
yeah, wow, time flies.
I know. I really don't. It's wild how fast time has gone. And where you just don't realize until you look back and you go, oh wow, like really have come a long way. And it's been so great to have you a part of things. And for this long, I just, we talk about relationships a lot, and every relationship being a reason, a season, or a lifetime. And it's very rare that we have people stick around long term. And so I'm so glad to have you here. And I'm looking for, when I found out that your cousin was over here now, I'm like, eventually Olivia has to come visit.
I do.
And so I felt a very naive sense of hope when I saw
It's just put it out there in the universe. If we collectively think that, who knows?
yes.
Right?
See,
I
we're
actually
stronger together.
exactly. I even printed like passport size photos for my US visa. I have no idea how and when that's gonna happen.
Yeah.
Like, there's nothing really planned, but I was like, I'll start with the simplest thing. So
Yeah.
passport size photos.
Yeah.
And so we'll see. So who knows? So you just wait. You'll get a call from me and be like, I'm stateside.
I know. So when I'm like, listen, it's so funny because Robert's in Toronto now,
Yeah.
and that's where my husband's family lives, because that's where my husband's from, is Toronto. So I was like, you're not far from them. You're not really that far from me, because my husband's sister drives to see us from there. So,
Wow.
well, we're gonna figure this out. We're gonna. Everybody send a big Care Bear stare that Olivia is going to make her way stateside.
Yes. Send it, guys.
Send
Then
it.
we can do an acoustic show. I can do like
Yes.
a show and just catch up. And how awesome would that be?
Oh my gosh. Listen, it's happening. You already know. It's happening. Speaking of birthdays, let's talk about birthdays today. Here we go.
Happy birthday to you.
All right, so we have a bunch of birthdays today. Let me go back to my list here. In the world of celebrities, Sofia Vergara is 52 years old today. Nikola Tesla, who passed away in 1943, but we all know of his work as we see certain vehicles driving around and all of that, had a birthday today. The incredible singer Jessica Simpson's 44 years old today. What's interesting? I just want to say this about that really quickly. I've seen a lot of reels going around that are pretty not nice about Jessica Simpson, like just about her. I don't know, I guess not singing well. I saw her in concert, I think it was in 99, and she has a powerhouse instrument. Like, just she's such a strong singer. And so I don't know what all of this nonsense is that y'all are spreading around about her not being a good singer. That's not do something better with your time. I just want to say,
Guys, like,
just say that, because she's so good. There's no need. In the celebrities in my life, Breakthrough alumni Dean Anderson had a birthday yesterday. Happy birthday, Dean. I hope you had an amazing day. Friends Miriam Sakandi, Lori Nichols, and Elizabeth Eli all have birthdays today as well. Happy birthday to all of you. Do you have any birthdays you're celebrating, Olivia?
There's my friend actually on Thursday. Her name is Alyssa. She's having a birthday, so happy birthday to you, Alyssa. Yeah, she's wishing her a great time, a great new year.
Love it. Yes, happy birthday to all those that are celebrating. Brad said you need to go to Chicago too.
Got it. See, I got a tour. The tour is just forming already, so this is great.
It's already happening. All right, here we go. So I'll take the first verse and I'll pass it over to you. Here we go. Happy birthday to you.
Happy birthday to you.
Happy birthday, dear Sofia Vergara, Nikola Tesla, Jessica Simpson, Dean Anderson, Miriam Sakati, Lori Nichols, Elizabeth Eli, and Alyssa.
Happy birthday to
you. Yes. Y'all, I don't know how we managed with the delay to get that harmony down.
Professionals.
We
Jessica.
are professionals, people. Okay. And Brittany's celebrating all month because we mentioning all week this week that Brittany's birthday is on Saturday. Just so y'all know, Brittany's birthday is
Yes,
Saturday.
it must be a whole month. Even do a whole year. You know what? Like,
you know what I'm gonna do? Season six of Project Joy Live. You know what we'll be doing? I will be saying that every day is my birthday. And this was Olivia's idea.
Yeah.
I love it. Good morning, Kim. Good to see you today. Always good to have you here. So let's talk about what's happening on. I don't even know where. I'm so excited about how well that our song went today. I'm totally distracted. Pulling up my calendar. We have virtual co-working today happening at 1:55 p.m. Eastern time. So join us for that. Coming up tonight, we also have Craft Circle with Brittany, 6 p.m. Eastern time, here in the Breakthrough Show Network virtual community. To access any of our events, all you have to do is go to the breakthroughshownetwork.club. The breakthroughshownetwork.club. And you will find you'll find my office there. You can pop into my office anytime. We have a music room where you can just sit all day and listen into the vocal stylings of Olivia Ambani. You can sit in the music room and do that. You can attend any of our events as well. So make sure that you tune in for those things. And I will be back with you on Friday for Project Joy in the morning. We have an amazing guest for the Breakthrough Show Friday, Amanda Lindsay, to talk about happiness. So make sure you guys tune in for that on Friday afternoon. And it's going to be good. It's going to be good. Yes. Thank you so much, Olivia, for being here again. And we will see you, in a couple weeks. Yeah.
Yes, thanks for having me. Yeah.
Of course. We'll be excited to dive into some more of the sounds of joy with all of you. Thank you again, Olivia. Thank you to all of you, wherever you are in the world today. I'm your host, Jessica Dugas, and I want to remind you to make joy a priority in your life today and every day. We'll see you next time. Bye, everybody.
And I've been lifting myself